end of life should not be happy. It should be useful, honorable, compassionate, in order to have a difference that you have lived and lived well. This sentiment by Ralph Waldo Emerson highlights that our life is one of our greatest mysteries. Every breath taken, from the first to the last, carries a complex story that is as detailed on a personal level as it is in a communal one. Despite the years of science, philosophy, and poetry used to describe these elements, these mysteries are often out of our reach. Our lives gain more meaning when we contribute to something larger than ourselves, whether family, community, culture, or humanity at large. This echoes the idea that while life is solitary, it is never personal. How many of you think life is defined by movement? All right. Well, life is defined by movement. From the flow of our blood to the changes of seasons and the migration of birds. Biology defines this as the ability to create, change, and evolve. However, if life is only defined by necessary actions, it becomes like a clock, functional but dead. While we do have limited control over many external circumstances surrounding to the flow of life, we can accept uncertainty and impermanence, and that can paradoxically bring peace and clarity to our mind. This balance is central to many spiritual and philosophical traditions. The difference between our existence and our experience is the inner connection, the essence of life, or the soul. How many of you think life is connection? Well, all right. Life is connections, but defined by relationships. As philosopher Martin Buber stated that a complete person is a social person that exists in relation to others. It is not just a single flame, but a fire that has been passed down from one generation to the next. Brené Brown's research on vulnerability highlights that it is the birthplace of creativity, belonging, and love, which are essential to living well. Okay, how many of you think life is not easy? Well, yes, life is not easy, and it is very important to acknowledge the weight of it, the sadness, the uncertainty, and the changing nature of our feelings. While these may seem like weaknesses, these are what makes our life interesting. It is the finiteness of our time that allows us to live fully. While all humans have a limited time to live, we should not fear the work of the clock, but rather, it is what pushes us to love, create, and live. Many people think life is just it, doing routines every single day. But life is not a static state. It's an ongoing process of constantly changing, unfolding, and growing. This perspective encourages embracing change not as a threat, but rather as an opportunity. So, under the surface of the normal lies the extraordinary. Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl believed that human beings can endure almost anything you throw at them if you find purpose. But purpose isn't found just in the air. You have to find it, you have to choose it, and you have to reinforce it through unnoticed acts of kindness, of curiosity, and of devotion. Life cannot be defined by a single explanation. It is defined by anger and happiness alike. But most importantly, life should be interpreted as a gift. And our part in that gift is to accept it with open arms and offer something in return to ensure that life is lived as a gift, not as a burden. And perhaps every once in a while, you could burn through the skies at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you.